It's time for Tubi Tuesday. Hello, welcome to Tubi Tuesday. Well, we are looking at Child's Play 3. There's no Child's Play 3. There's the first Child's Play and Child's Play 2. Wrong! There was a Child's Play 3 released direct to video and TV everywhere in 1995. It starred William Catt as Little Ben Healy and Justin Chapman as Junior. That's right. The only returning cast members from previous films are that of Gilbert Gottfried as Mr. Peabody, now a dentist. I forgot the guy's name, but Murph from Problem Child 2. Yes, Eric Edwards as Murph, returning from Child's Play 2, as well as playing his twin sister. And, thank the Lord, Jack Warden, playing Big Ben Healy, which he's one of the best things in this film. But, so, I gotta say, going into this, I thought this would be much worse, but I guess it's the same writers as the previous two. So, there's that same kind of comedy style put into it. But by the end of the film, I felt like none of anything Junior did in this film was necessary. So the story is that Junior has fallen in love, because it's called Junior in Love. Problem Child 3, Junior in Love. He's fallen in love with this girl. He's now a preteen. He likes this girl. But there are 3 other boys. One of them played by Blake McGiver Ewing, who has been a snot-nosed brat in everything he's in. He was in he was in Little Rascals. He was a snot-nosed, stuck-up rich kid. He was on Full House as one of Michelle's friends, and was still snotty. Little less than usual, and he's in this. He's playing basically the same character he played in Little Rascals. And you have a couple other kid actors I've seen in other things, but I don't know. But one of the biggest problems with this is that it ignores continuity. Despite still living in the same place from the previous film, Little Ben is not married to Annie, and Trixie is not even there, and they're not mentioned once. Neither is Big Ben's wife, LaWanda D'Amour, from the previous film, and he's still got money. She's not mentioned. Where would he get his money from? Because they gotta go to him to get money to buy Junior braces, and he comes out with this thing that looks like the reverse bear trap from Saw. There is a scene later where he uses the gas to knock out Mr. Peabody, who I mentioned before is now a dentist, and his nurse. And when they wake up, they both got the gear strapped to their heads, and they're like hanging from the ceiling and wrapped up and stuff. Now, there's a theory out there that Kevin from Home Alone became Jigsaw. How have we not looked at this kid? How have we not looked at Junior Healy as growing up and becoming Jigsaw? I mean, come on. Come on. Right there. Although I don't count this in the continuity. It really doesn't have any continuity. Like, how did Mr. Peabody go from being the principal to the dentist? Also, he and Little Ben not once share any dialogue that tells you that they know each other, but they should. Although they did this in the second one as well with the food fight, and they didn't acknowledge each other there either. And like I said, all of a sudden Junior, Little Ben, he is hitting on the psychiatrist. He wants to get with the psychiatrist, and she's got a boyfriend who happens to be Junior's scoutmaster, and it ends in this big old competition between the two, which they should be disqualified because Junior rigged all of the opponent's stuff, electrocuting the monkey bars and having someone drive a car or truck, pulling their canoe back. They cheated, and they still won. He goes through all three of these boys, right? He plows through them. By the end, we see they're all in traction. They got body casts and stuff like that. To get this girl, who, throughout the film, we're showing that Junior has a hard time saying things to girls, talking to girls. He always said something stupid, like, I sneezed and corn flew out of my nose once, or something like that. And so by the end, he finally says something nice to her. He gets the girl, and she turns out to be a bitch. Miss Priss, because all these boys, have, want her. She's all high society, and you can do what I want, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and we're both going to win because you're with me. We're going to win this contest because you're with me. You wouldn't if you weren't with me, and all stuff. And I'm just like, really? We're doing this? No. No, you do not do this. This is like the original ending of Scott Pilgrim versus the World that they were going to do for the movie. All right. Originally, in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie, he was going to go through all those ex-boyfriends to fight for Ramona, I think is her name. And then at the end, he was just going to end up with knives. That's a horrible ending. The actual ending we got, where he ends up with Ramona, is a good one. But for him to end up with knives, no. And here, he gets the girl, she's a bitch, and he, attaches, her dress to a thing, so when she walks to accept her award, clothes fly off, and she's in her underwear. It's like pajamas. It's basically what it is underneath, because it's a little girl. But it's pajamas, basically. And I'm like, what are they going to do here? Because I know these movies, this was a TV movie. This is PG again, I think. It's okay, just pajamas underneath. She's like, oh. And he's like, oh, you forgot your dress. And it's just like, he does get a girl at the end here, a little freckle-faced girl, but with braces, which I don't know how well that's going to go. Because, the whole thing back in the 90s, it was a myth. But, if two people with braces make out, they're going to get stuck. That kind of thing. But, I don't know, they're just kids. Not worried about that. But, yeah, I don't know. I was with it. Because I was like, okay, Junior's getting the girl. And then they flipped it on its head. And it's like, no, why did you do that? It was this whole entire movie. It's called Junior in Love. This entire plot was that Junior had to go through these three knuckleheads to get the girl of his dreams. And you do this. Now I understand. If you're trying to ground this into reality, that happens sometimes. I've known a couple people who have gotten a girl of their dreams, and it didn't work out any of the way that they thought it would. But this is a movie. It's supposed to escape realism, right? You're supposed to escape realism. That's why I have a little tiny problem with the MCU trying to ground the realism in comic book movies that are supposed to be spectacular. But, some of my favorite ones are the ones grounded in reality, like Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, which have very grounded stuff. But I'm just saying, here, it's a kid's movie. You could have had them get together, get this happy ending, but no. You gotta make her a bitch. And you gotta ruin it. That would be fine if it was a half hour in. If he liked this girl, and she snobbed him away, and she became the bitchy girl, and then there was another girl that he was working with, sort of like a Trixie-esque type character, and they end up being a couple by the end of the film. That would work. But you have him chasing after her, going through these guys, and getting little Ben involved, because that thing in the end is both of them fighting for the women they love, to just flip it around and have her be a bitch about it. and everything. It's just, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and you shouldn't do that. However, I found myself genuinely 50-50 on whether I actually like some of the stuff. Some of the things made me go, okay. Some of the things made me go, ugh. So it's 50-50. I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle. I'll make it a 5 out of 10. It's not as good as the other two, like by a wide margin. Not as good as the other two, but it's all right. It's got the same kind of spirit, but not having the actors there, not having the same actors, ignoring continuity, and the fact that this is a positive sort of thing, is because you didn't have. If they decided to do this with John Ritter, Amy Yasbeck would have had to have been the love interest again, because that's his thing. He always wants his wife to be his love interest. And if they just if they took this script, cast the same actors, it would be a different character played by the same actors 3 movies in a row. And that's why I like William Katt does a pretty good job in this film. He's the greatest American hero, but the fact that they have a different actress playing his love interest kind of worked for me, because it's suspension of disbelief that there are 3 women in the world that look the same. There is a line of dialogue in this when Big Ben says, that's why your wife left you. Now, was he talking about Flo from the first film, or was he talking about Annie from the last film? I'm assuming he's talking about Flo. I'm assuming. Because they did mention in the second one that she left him. But anyway, it's a 5 out of 10. It's fine. Nothing to go out of your way to watch. It's free on YouTube. I watched it on Tubi, but it's also free on YouTube. I found out after the fact that I waited forever to try to find this because I'm a completionist, and damn it, I gotta do my job. So here it is. 5 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Problem Child 3? Junior this. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. And I got something to finish. Which, by the time you see this, it will probably be already up. Because this is pre-recorded. But, shut up.